So here is the paramotor, and with the propeller on the back, the beautiful Air Conception R200 Extreme. Okay, and here we have an assortment of different goodies. We have the speed controller, the motor, the flight controller, the transmitter, the power distribution board, the antenna, the GPS, and the transmitter and the camera. And this is the propeller. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the motor and the propeller on so that we can check the dimensions. Okay, so now I'm just fastening the propeller, the drone propeller, onto the motor, and then we're going to check, see how things are going. All right, so the propeller is put onto the motor, and now is going to be the moment of truth, because at this stage I need to check if the tolerances are going to line up. So check this out. Here we have the motor and the propeller, and we are good. So that's good. And here we have the motor and the propeller. So let's say if the motor sits about there, we are also good. There's clearance there on either side. Perfection. And here, let's see, yeah, we've got just enough clearance. So the motor can sit around about there, and it's going to clear the exhaust. And then down here, this one's going to be a little bit hard to actually look at. We're going to have to see how this one comes up. It's hard to see. But I think we should be clear because it comes up to about there, and it should come round. It won't necessarily sit in line. So I think that means we'll actually be good. So the next step is going to be that I'll have a composite specialist from the UK. Actually, I've got a call with that composite specialist in the next half an hour, who is going to help me to measure everything up. So if you take a quick look here, we need to take measurements of this and this and this and this and this. And then he's going to figure out how we can build a mount for the motor on all three of these locations. And then the tricky one's going to be down here at the bottom, how we're going to figure out how to mount a motor down at the bottom here. So maybe we need to get someone that's involved in titanium work, because we might need to actually cut that titanium rod, potentially weld another one on as well. So if you know anyone, or if you are a titanium specialist, then please do reach out, let me know, because the project could really do with someone that knows about welding titanium and working with titanium. But yeah, we're making good progress. Okay, so check this out. So this is the teeny little camera that will be used, and this camera will sit exactly here. So right at the middle of these 2 points here, it's going to sit right there, and then that will allow the ability to look. And so the paramotor, when it actually flies as a drone, it will fly in this direction here. So this will be the either side, making the 4 different points of the quadcopter. So the camera will go pretty much right here. So the other thing that needs to be done is this camera has to basically sit up like this at an angle so that I can essentially fly there. So there'll be, again, another composite mount that will need to be made in order to hold this camera perfectly in place. And it cannot move, it has to stay exactly as it is. So you have 4 different motors, each of them putting out 9.3 kilograms of thrust, which is a lot of thrust, right? So basically, the amount of thrust that these motors are putting out is 9.3 kilograms. So that's a significant amount of thrust. That means that there's the same amount of rotational force on each 4 of these points. So I need to run a whole load of numbers and see if these points are actually going to be strong enough as they are, so that if I go full throttle, the whole paramotor frame doesn't just rip itself apart, because that's a real concern. It's going to be a bunch of basically running of the numbers to figure that one out. But assuming that's not the case, then I should be good, and we should be able to actually put these motors on as they are, and then be able to actually finish off the project and start doing some test flights.